Following is a feature presentation of the Replay Sports Channel, home for the great games. Good afternoon, baseball fans. Hi, Glenn Walker here in the broadcast booth high above Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. It's mid-September 1967, and today we've got a good one for you. The Baltimore Orioles at the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox in first place in the American League, as we are just now 2 weeks away from the end of the regular season. There are 5 games over the California Angels and the Detroit Tigers. Baltimore, 7th place, playing out the string here, hoping to play spoiler. And we'll talk a little bit more about the National League in just a moment. Players are finishing up their warm-up on the field below to tell you a little bit about today's matchup. On the hill for Baltimore, 24-year-old right-hander Jim Harden. 11 starts on the year, 7-3 with an ERA of 1.79. This will be his first start ever against the Red Sox. He'll be opposed by gentleman Jim Lonborg for Boston. 34 starts on the year, 16-12 record, ERA of 2.97. Fourth start against Baltimore, 2-0 versus the Orioles. 71 degrees here today. No clouds in the sky, a little bit windy, 14 miles per hour out to right field. Let's take a look at the batting order for Baltimore. Aparicio will get us started. He's a shortstop. Bleefery from left field will be batting second. Blair, center fielder, batting third. Frank Robinson, the right fielder, batting cleanup. Brooks Robinson, the third baseman, will be batting fifth. Boog Powell, first baseman, batting sixth. Davey Johnson, second baseman, batting seventh. The catcher, Etcheberry, batting eighth. And, of course, the pitcher, Harden, batting ninth.
Play ball!
Take a look at the Boston Red Sox as they take the field. Yastrzemski, Smith, and Harrelson are the outfielders. Foy at third base. Petrocelli at shortstop. Andrews at second. Scott at first. Elston Howard, the veteran, will be in the catcher position. And Jim Lonborg finishing up his warm-up tosses out on the mound. Beautiful day. Huge crowd here at Fenway Park as the Red Sox moving closer and closer each day to that American League pennant and a shot at a World Series title, one that has eluded them for a very long time. Stepping up to the plate, Luis Aparicio, shortstop, batting 197, 4 home runs, 34 RBIs. Aparicio gets us underway. High fly ball towards center field. Smith to the warning track, makes the catch and hauls it in, 1 away. Curt Bleefery, left fielder, batting left, hitting .257 this year, 19 home runs, 65 RBIs. Digs into the batter's box, waits the pitch from Lonborg. And Lonborg strikes him out. First K of the day. 2 down for the Orioles, and up will come the center fielder, Paul Blair. Right-handed batter, .278 batting average, 10 home runs, 54 RBIs. High pop fly to left field. Yastrzemski back to the green monster, makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Orioles in the top of the first. Take it down to the bottom of the first, and the Red Sox up to bat here. Beautiful Saturday afternoon baseball, mid-September 1967. Orioles and the Red Sox. Let's take a look at that Red Sox batting order. Andrews will lead us off, the second baseman. Foy, the third baseman, will be hitting second. Carl Yastrzemski chasing that triple crown. More on that a little bit later, batting third. Scott will be batting cleanup at fourth. Harrelson will be batting fifth. Petrocelli batting sixth. Smith batting seventh. The catcher, Elston Howard, batting eighth. And Jim Lonborg batting ninth. Let's take a look at that Baltimore Orioles fielding positions. Bleefery in left field, Blair in center field, Frank Robinson in right field. Brooks Robinson at third, Aparicio at short. Johnson at second, Powell at first, catching today, Etcheberry. think I said Etcheberry earlier, my bad. Etchebarren catching, Jim Harden is pitching. 24-year-old right-hander making his first start ever against the Red Sox. Mike Andrews, right-handed batter, hitting .270, 13 home runs, 50 RBIs, steps up to the plate. This one's a base hit toward left field, bounces in front of Bleefree, and Andrews provides the first hit of the day for the Red Sox. One man on, no outs. Joe Foy, the third baseman, steps up to the plate. Foy's batting .240, 18 home runs, 53 RBIs. And Foy swings on strike three, and down he goes. And up comes Carl Yastrzemski. 50 home runs on the season, batting .347, 132 RBIs, chasing the Triple Crown. Left-handed batter, facing one out. Andrews on at first. And Harden issues the walk to Yastrzemski. 2 men on, 1 out. George Scott. George Scott enters today's game with an 8-game hitting streak. He's batting .285, 18 home runs, 98 RBI. Harden, the right-hander, finding himself in a little bit of a pickle here early on, bottom of the first inning. And he gets Scott below the belt there on the 0-2 pitch. So 2 strikeouts for Harden. And up comes Ken Harrelson. Harrelson picked up by the Red Sox about a month or two ago from Kansas City. Has struggled since the move to Boston. 106 batting average, no home runs, just 2 RBIs. Andrews on at second, Yastrzemski at first. 2 down, bottom of the first, no score. High fly ball to center field. Blair with no problem makes the catch, and down go the Red Sox. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We're through 1 inning. No score between Baltimore and Boston here at Fenway Park on the Saturday game of the week. Orioles come in today with a 68-78 record. They're in 7th place in the American League. They are out of pennant contention. Last 10 games, they are 6-4. On the road, they've also struggled, just 38-39. Frank Robinson up to the plate now for the Orioles, batting .302, 30 home runs, 87 RBIs. Did miss a significant part of the early season due to injury, and that made him miss out on the All-Star game in Anaheim. High fly ball. Third baseman Foy has got it measured and makes the catch. 1 away. And up comes the third baseman, Brooks Robinson. Brooks has hit .261, 22 home runs, 83 RBIs this season. 1 down, no score, top of the second. And Lombard gets his second K of the game. On the 0-2 pitch, Robinson was looking on that one. And Boog Powell, first baseman. Left-handed hitter, .235 batting average, 16 home runs, 55 RBIs. 2 out, nobody on. High fly ball, and Andrews will make the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're through 1.5, no score here, live from Boston. Red Sox come into the day 88-60, first place in the American League. They have a 5-game lead over the Angels and the Tigers. Last 10 games, they are 7-3. At home, very good record, 45-30. Elsewhere in the major leagues today, of interest to the Boston Red Sox, California Angels will be playing late against the Kansas City A's. That'll be a late game. Chicago White Sox also be playing tonight against the Minnesota Twins. Detroit in action today against the Washington Senators. We'll give you an update on that as we get it. Tell you a little bit about National League information in a little bit. Petrocelli, Smith, and Howard are the batters for the Red Sox. Bottom of the second. Petrocelli, the shortstop, hitting .276 this year, 10 home runs, 60 RBI. And Harden records his third strikeout, and Petrocelli's looking back at the umpire. Johnny Stevens saying, "Whoa, what was that? You calling that a strike?" And Johnny Stevens says, "Yes, we are calling that a strike." Stevens is the home plate umpire. Bob Stewart is manning first base. Lou DeMoro is at second, and Jerry Neudecker is at third base. That's your field crew today. Reggie Smith, center fielder. .264, 16 home runs, 69 RBIs. One down, nobody on, no score if you're just joining us here on a perfect Saturday afternoon here in September of 1967. Grounder to the shortstop. Aparicio makes the easy toss over to Powell at first. 2 down. And up to the plate comes Elston Howard. And if you followed the 67 season, or were alive and following baseball back then, you know Elston Howard started the season with the Yankees. Yankees let him go to the Red Sox during the season. Howard hitting .189. No home runs yet, 11 RBIs. 2 down. Howard settles into the batter's box. A grounder to Aparicio. He mishandles it, and Howard's going to reach first on an error by Aparicio. The ball hit him in the chest, and he couldn't locate it, like he fumbled it there in football terminology. But Howard's on the error. So that's E6 if you're recording in the scorebook. And the pitcher, gentleman Jim Lonborg, steps out to the plate. 2 down. Howard on at first. And Lonborg swings and misses on strike 3. No runs, no hits. There is one error. We're through 2 innings. No score here from Boston, Massachusetts. Take you to the top of the third, and we'll go to the bottom of the order for Baltimore. Johnson, Etchebarren, and Harden will be up to bat. 2 teams played last night. It was Phobos versus Moorhead in that game, and there was a lot of runs in that game. Ended up going extra innings, and Boston coming out on top, 13-11. George Scott, 2 for 4, 2 runs, 3 RBIs, hits the 3-run game-winning home run in the bottom of the 10th inning. That sealed the deal for Boston. We'll talk a little bit more about that game as we move through the afternoon. Bottom of the order for Baltimore. Davey Johnson, the second baseman, hitting .253, 5 home runs, 40 RBIs. And he lunged at that one and missed. Strike 3, third strikeout for Lonborg. Andy Etchebarren, the catcher, hitting .203, 3 home runs, 25 RBIs. 1 out, nobody on, top of the third, no score. High fly ball to left field. Yastrzemski gets to the edge of the warning track, makes the catch. 2 gone. And the pitcher, Jim Harden, takes to the plate. And Harden swings and misses. Another ring up by Lonborg. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're through 2.5 here in Boston. Over in the National League, show you our standings again. St. Louis, true to real life, is running away with the National League pennant. They are 8 games ahead of Philadelphia, 11.5 ahead of the Giants, who's in action this afternoon. And the Cubs, 12 games ahead of the Cubs. Cubs could be eliminated from pennant contention today. Also, the Minnesota Twins over in the American League, they are also in danger of being eliminated today. So in the National League, it's pretty much a four-team race right now. I'm sorry, a four-team race. St. Louis, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and the Cubs if they can continue winning. But pretty much it's down to those three teams. And in the American League, of course, Boston is a 5-game lead. They're going to see Detroit again early next week. Boston will be on the road for their last road series. Angels playing later. Detroit in action against Washington. White Sox just back 6.5. Cleveland Indians, they're back 12 games. And the Minnesota Twins, again, Minnesota Twins in danger of elimination today. So top of the order for Boston, Andrews, Foy, and Yastrzemski here as we start at the bottom of the third. Andrews, first time up, hit a single over the shortstop. Harden looking for the sign from Echeverrin. Grounder right back to the pitcher, tosses it over to Powell. Easy out, one away. Joe Foy struck out in his first at bat. I want to thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to Replay Sports channel. Got all kinds of great classic sports here and got some important announcements coming up about the channel coming up after the third inning. So make sure to stick around for that. Also, please leave comments and suggestions. Would love to hear back from you. Foy settles in the batter's box. High fly ball toward left field. And Bleefrey makes the catch. 2 away. Yastrzemski comes to the plate. Yastrzemski was issued a walk his first time up. 2 out, nobody on, no score. And Yastrzemski draws his second walk of the day. And that will bring up the cleanup hitter, George Scott. In the midst of an 8-game hitting streak, struck out his last time up. Came through in the clutch last night. Game-winning home run in the bottom of the 10th inning. That gave the Red Sox the 13-11 victory late in the evening. Game went 4 hours and 15 minutes last night. This one's a bouncer in front of Bleefrey. Scott's on at first. Yastrzemski stretches one out to third base. So a man in scoring position. Scott on at first, and that'll bring up Ken Harrelson. Harrelson flew out to center field his first time up. 2 out, 2 men on, no score here in the bottom of the third. Harden in a pickle here. And Harden gets the strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We're through 3 innings. No score between the Orioles and the Red Sox. Again, you are watching Major League Baseball 67 replay between the Baltimore Orioles and the Boston Red Sox. Just to let you know, future broadcast next week, pending the situation in the pennant races, we have scheduled the Chicago White Sox and the Cleveland Indians. That'll take place on September 23rd, 1967. So, again, sign up. You get live updates of when we broadcast, or you can watch it at your own leisure. Football fans, we got a great game for you. Now, as I'm recording this, it's the day before Thanksgiving here in the United States, but in our 2022 WFL League, it's early October, which means it's Canadian Thanksgiving. So if you want some Thanksgiving football, north of the border, the Toronto Hitmen, the defending world champions, will be playing host to the London Knights. So that'll probably be our next broadcast after the baseball game. Probably going to throw that one up either tomorrow night or Friday night. And big announcement, big announcement. We're going into the college football game. Made a purchase from Action PC Sports on some college football season. So where else could you begin other than the traditional Army-Navy game. So we've got two classic teams, the 1958 Army Black Knights. It's the last season, coached by Red Blake, taking on the 1963 Navy midshipmen led by the Heisman Trophy winner Roger Staubach. That'll be the Army-Navy game. That will be coming up soon. And of course, getting into bowl season, December, January, we're going to have a classic bowl season. So we were taking some of the famous or the oldest bowl games, and we've got some famous matchups for you there. So more information coming on that later, just highlighting some of those games. That Rose Bowl looks interesting, USC and Ohio State. Fiesta Bowl, UCLA, Syracuse. So just some of the games that we'll be offering here on the Replay Sports Channel. So if you're into college football, you like the classic old school college football, that is coming up as well. All right, we move on to the top of the fourth inning. No score here between the Orioles and the Red Sox. Top of the order for Baltimore, Aparicio, Bleefery, and Blair. Longboard cruising along here so far. Aparicio flew out to deep center field his last time up. High fly ball, and Yastrzemski makes the easy catch, one away. And shout out to Bernard, thank you so much for the kudos to Fenway Park. Yes, I like this one, and I like the old advertising signs. Those are really cool. Thank you so much for the shout out. Keep them coming. Kurt Bleefery up to bat. Struck out his last time up. One down, nobody on, no score. Grounder toward right field. Harrelson picks it up. And the first base hit recorded by the Orioles is Bleefery, and he's on at first. This will bring up Paul Blair, the center fielder. Flew out to left center field his last time up. This one's a grounder again toward right field, and that'll move the runners. Bleefery on to second. Blair on at first. So back-to-back hits given up by Longboard here in the top of the fourth. Frank Robinson to the plate. Popped one to third his last time up. Two men on. One out. Longboard trying to get out of a jam here. High pop fly to center field. Smith underneath it, the warning track. Bleefery's going to get the signal to go to third. He is safe at third. Beats the throw. Plenty of time. So Bleefery on at third. Blair at second. Two out. And Brooks Robinson steps up to the plate. Robinson struck out his last time up. Longboard shaking off the sign from Howard, accepting a new one. A grounder toward Petrocelli. Petrocelli over to first. He's out in time. No runs, two hits. Longboard gets out of the jam. We're through 3.5. No score between the Orioles and the Red Sox. Middle of the order coming up for the Red Sox. So these two teams will do battle again tomorrow. And then next week, Baltimore will host the Yankees and then travel to Washington. And then next weekend, they see the Red Sox again over in Baltimore. Red Sox, they're going to be on the road next week at Detroit. Pivotal series there. I think that'll be probably the series that'll help decide or go to a long way to deciding the American League pennant. Then they'll be on to Cleveland, and then, like we said, they'll be in Baltimore. This will be the last road trip of the season for the Red Sox coming up. Petrocelli, the shortstop, at the plate. Struck out his last time up. Harden on the day. No runs, two hits, no errors through 3 innings. Grounder toward the third baseman, Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson handles it so quickly, gets him out. What a great throw over to the third. One away. Brings up Reggie Smith. Smith grounded to short his first time up. High pop fly to left field. Bleafrey at the warning track makes the catch. We've seen a bunch of balls over there to the warning track. I think Yastrzemski had one right up against the green monster there a little bit earlier. But none have escaped the park so far. 2 out, nobody on, no score, and the veteran catcher, Elston Howard, steps up to the plate. He grounded to short but was safe on an error. Aparicio bobbled the ball. High pop fly. Great catch there by Bleafrey. Bleafrey put to the test here in the bottom of the fourth and comes through. No score. Through the bottom of the fourth inning, we go to the top of the fifth. It'll be Powell, Johnson, and Etchebarren expected to bat next. Lonborg on the day. 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts, and no walks. Boog Powell, left-handed hitter, popped out to second base. His first time up. And Powell is struck out. 5 strikeouts on the day for Lonborg. Johnson to the plate. Davey was 2 for 4 last night. Provided 3 runs and hit a double in that wild 13-11 marathon game that went 10 innings last night. He struck out his first time up. Grounder past the second baseman. Smith picks it up, but Johnson's on safely at first. Third hit allowed on the day by Lonborg. Johnson safely on at first. 1 out, no score. Andy Etchebarren flew out to left center in his first at bat. And Lonborg gets the strikeout. And really, Etchebarren just swung at a bad pitch there. He was chasing that one. So Johnson's still on at first, 2 outs, and the pitcher Jim Harden comes to the plate. He struck out his first at bat. This one's a grounder toward Yastrzemski. Johnson's going to get on his horse. He gets to third. Harden on at first with a single. So men in scoring position as Luis Aparicio steps up to the plate. Aparicio had 6 at-bats last night, had 3 hits, 1 run, and drove in 2 RBIs. Going to try to drive in a run here with 2 outs and no score, top of the 5th inning. Grounder toward third. Foy has a problem handling it. There's going to be a run scored, and the Orioles are up 1-0. Harden moves to second. Error on Foy. Foy bobbled the ball, and the Orioles are on top, 1-0. 2 out, top of the 5th. Bleafrey up to bat. Struck out and grounded out in his first 2 at-bats so far. Or he grounded a single. I'm sorry, he's 1 for 2. And he strikes out on this one. But 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error. Baltimore leads at 1-0. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Lonborg, Andrews, and Foy will be the batters coming up for the Red Sox. Jim Lonborg struck out in his first at-bat. Going up against Harden. And Lonborg strikes out again. 6th strikeout for Harden, the 24-year-old right-hander. 1 out. Top of the order, Mike Andrews. Andrews 1 for 2 on the day. Lined a single in his first at bat, and then he grounded out to the pitcher in his next at bat. Red Sox find themselves down again like they did last night. This one's a grounder toward Brooks Robinson. Robinson makes the throw, and it's in time. Amazing throw there by Robinson. Gets it to Powell. Powell had to stretch a little bit, but he makes the catch. 2 down. And Joe Foy. Foy's error in the top of the 5th allowed Johnson to score. And we have the score we do, 1-0 by the Orioles. Foy's 0 for 2 for the day. Struck out and then flew out to left field. This one's going over the monster, and bang, it's gone. Boy, talk about going from goat to hero in a flash. Home run number 19 for Joe Foy, and just like that, we have a tie ball game. Whoa, that ball left the bat quickly. Incredible hit by Joe Foy as he is greeted by his teammates over there in the Red Sox dugout. I mean, that ball came off the bat quickly. Carl Yastrzemski with 2 outs, score tied 1-1. He's been walked his first 2 times at bat. High pop fly. This one's going to be an easy catch for Brooks Robinson, and he makes the catch. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. We're through 5 innings. The score is tied. Baltimore 1, Boston 1. Blair and the 2 Robinsons will be up to bat when we come back. Just to update you on the scoreboard, Detroit, no problems against Washington. They've defeated the Senators 8-1. Horton went 3 for 4, 2 runs, 5 RBIs, and 2 home runs in that game. So Detroit wins. And in the National League, those of you that were following the Cubs get a win in Atlanta. They defeat the Braves 3-1. Ron Santo, 1 of 3, 1 run, 2 RBIs, and a home run. So the Cubs stay alive for another day. And up in Pittsburgh, the Giants defeat the Pirates 7-6. Herbal pitched 6 innings, allowed 10 hits, 4 runs, 5 strikeouts. So the Giants, they started the day 11.5 games behind St. Louis, still numerically in it. We have about 14 days left in the regular season, so still possible, but I have a feeling it's going to be St. Louis, definitely like it was in real life, going to the World Series and taking the National League pennant. All right, we're to the top of the 6th inning. Paul Blair. Blair went 3 for 6 last night, recorded 2 runs, 1 RBI. He had 2 doubles in last night's game, all in a losing effort. 1 for 2 today. Grounded a single his last time up. And Longboard records his 8th strikeout of the day. And next to bat is Frank Robinson. Robinson 0 for 2 today. Popped to third, flew out to left center. 1 out, score tied 1-1, nobody on. High pop fly toward left field in front of the scoreboard. Yastrzemski makes the catch. 2 away. Brooks Robinson enters the day with a 6-game hitting streak. He's 0 for 2 today. He struck out and then grounded out to short. 2 out, nobody on here, top of the 6th. High pop fly towards center field. Smith gets under it, makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down. Through 5.5. Game tied between the Orioles and the Red Sox, 1-1. Harden enters bottom of the 6th inning, has pitched 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, and 2 walks. He'll be facing Scott Harrelson and Petrocelli in the bottom of the 6th. Scott has struck out and hit a single in his first 2 at-bats. High pop fly to left field. This one's going, bang, gone. Home run. Bleafrey just watches it go over the green monster. Solo home run for George. That's his 19th of the season, and the Red Sox go up 2-1. And we got a little better chance to watch that one versus the one that Foy hit. That one kind of had a little bit more time to enjoy that one. Ken Harrelson up to bat. 0 for 2, flew out to left center and struck out his first 2 at-bats. This one's a grounder toward Powell. Powell's going to take it in himself. And Harrison is retired. 1 away. Rico Petrocelli at bat. 0 for 2 today. Struck out and then grounded out to third. Harden has now thrown over 100 pitches so far. Don't see any action in the Baltimore bullpen yet. And Harden records strikeout number 7, 2 out. And that'll bring up Reggie Smith. Smith 0 for 2 today, grounded to short, and then flew to deep left center. High pop fly to right field. Frank Robinson makes the catch. 3 out. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. We are through 6 innings. Boston leads it 2-1. Powell, Johnson, and Etchebarren will be the next batters for Baltimore. Again, a reminder, our next scheduled broadcast, we are looking to have the White Sox and the Indians play in our next Saturday game. But again, it'll depend on the pennant races. We may switch that one around. Keep the comments and suggestions coming. Again, don't forget to check us out, Replay Sports Channel. We offer classic baseball, football, and hoping to go into some other sports as we get into the new year. More details on that as we move along. Lomborg has pitched 6 innings, allowed 4 hits, had the 1 run, no walks, and 8 strikeouts so far. Boog Powell, 0 for 2, struck out his last at bat. High fly ball, center field. Smith with the catch. 1 away. Davey Johnson struck out and then hit a single up the middle. 1 for 2 today. Grounder toward the first baseman, Scott, and he's going to take it in himself. 2 away. Lomborg has now thrown 100 pitches. No action in the Red Sox bullpen. And the catcher, Andy Etchebarren, 0 for 2 today, has flown out to left center and struck out. And Etchebarren swings and misses. The side is retired. We are through 6.5 innings. Boston leads at 2-1. Howard, Lomborg, and Andrews are the expected batters. Harden will come out again to pitch here in the 7th inning. We'll see how he does moving forward. We're beginning to see some players begin to warm up in the Baltimore bullpen. Seeing the left-hander Paul Gilliford and Tom Fisher, the right-hander. They're starting to stretch and warm up there. Elston Howard, 0 for 2 today, flew out to left center his last time up. This one's a grounder toward the shortstop, Aparicio. Aparicio throws to first in time, and Howard is retired. And we might see a change at batter here. And yes, we do. Lomborg That's going to be the day for Longborg. And we will see a pinch hitter come in for Longborg. And it looks like it's going to be... going to go lefty here. So Dalton Jones. Dalton Jones, third baseman, batting .316, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. He's going to pitch hit for Jim Longborg. So a pitching change will be coming up here in the top of the 8th inning. High fly ball, center field, back, goes Blair, makes the catch at the wall, 2 away. Mike Andrews, top of the order, he's 1 for 3 today. Hit a single his first time up. Harden looking for the signal from Etchebarren. Grounder right to the second baseman, Johnson with the toss over to Powell. Nothing across the bottom of the 7th. We are through 7 innings. Boston with a 2-1 lead. Pitching change coming up for the Red Sox. It'll be John Wyatt. Wyatt will be replacing Jim Longborg. Wyatt on the season, 2.90 ERA, 9 wins, 8 losses, 13 saves, 62 strikeouts. Wyatt finishes his warm-up tosses. I don't see any changes in the Boston outfield there. And we do see a pinch hitter, though, coming in for Baltimore. So there will be a pitching change. Harden is out. And pitch hitting for Harden will be the right fielder, Russ Snyder. Snyder, .251 hitter, 3 home runs, 17 RBIs. He's going to lead us off here in the top of the 8th. Orioles down 1 run, 2-1. New pitcher, new hitter as we start the 8th inning. And Wyatt issues a walk to Snyder. So Snyder is on at first. The tying run is on at first. Aparicio, top of the order. He's 0 for 3 today. Snyder taking a good lead off the first base bag, followed closely by Scott. Wyatt looks over his shoulder briefly. This one's hit toward Scott. Scott tosses it back over to Wyatt. Wyatt makes the tag, but Snyder advances to second. So there is 1 out. Tying run moves to second. Just joining us, these 2 teams ended up tied after 9 innings and then played a little bit more. Scott hitting a no-out 3-run home run to win the game for the Red Sox, 13-11. 4-hour, 15-minute game last night. Bleefree, 1 for 3 today at the plate. This one's a grounder toward Harrelson. Snyder getting the signal to run for home and tie the game. And we are tied at 2. Base hit for Bleefree and an RBI. Wyatt taking a little bit of time digging in on the pitcher's mound after surrendering that run. We're tied at 2 apiece. Blair struck out his last time up. He's 1 for 3 today. Winning run at first base. A grounder toward the shortstop. Petrocelli throws it back to first. 2 away. Bleefree moves to second. Frank Robinson, 0 for 3 today. He has flown out to left field the last 2 at-bats. Could he get an opportunity here to be a hero and score in the winning run on an RBI? This one's a grounder toward Yastrzemski. Bleefree gets the signal to head for home. The throw to the plate is... He's safe. He's safe. Bleefree scores. Yastrzemski could not get the throw in time. And just like that, the Orioles lead it 3-2. And that's going to be it for Wyatt. Pitching change in for the Red Sox. Bucky Brandon will be coming in to replace John Wyatt. Boy, turn of events here in the top of the 8th inning for the Orioles. So Brandon finishes his warm-up tosses. 2 out. Frank Robinson on at first. Brooks Robinson 0 for 3 at bat. This one, drive toward the first baseman, Scott, who handles it easily. And the Orioles do some damage. 2 runs, 2 hits. We're through 7.5, and the Orioles lead it 3-2. Pitching change coming up for the Orioles. And they look to the pen. They're going to go to their relief man, Mo Drabowski. Drabowski coming in on the day, 2-5, 17 saves, a 3.11 ERA, 52 strikeouts on the year. He is their go-to man to get a save. He needs to get 6 outs here to save for the win. Joe Foy hit that solo home run over left field his last time up. That tied the game 1-1 back in the 5th inning. Things are mightily different now here in the bottom of the 8th. Foy lunged and missed at that 3rd strike. 1 down. Yastrzemski has walked 2 times and popped up to 3rd. This one's heading over the center field wall past the American flag, and we're tied again. Home run number 51 for Yastrzemski. His 5th of the year against Baltimore. That one made a beeline toward left center and just over the flagpole. And we are tied 3-3. George Scott at bat. He hit a home run his last time up that gave Boston the lead 2-1. Can he do it again? This one's going to the track, and Bleafery makes the catch. 2 down. For a moment there, I thought it had a chance, but it began to dive toward the warning track. Ken Harrelson 0 for 3 today, facing 2 out. Grounded out his last time up. And strike 3. 1 run, 1 hit. Big home run by Yastrzemski. We go to the 9th inning, tied 3-3. What will happen next here for the Orioles and the Red Sox? Pitching change coming in for the Red Sox. And they're going to go to Jose Santiago. Santiago, 4-8 on the season. 88 strikeouts, 5.65 ERA. Boog Powell will lead us off here at the top of the 9th inning. 0 for 3 today. Grounder toward the shortstop. Petrocelli makes the toss to first, and Powell is out. Got a question from Shawnee Depp. I like the call sign there. So how do you get this project? So making sure I'm answering the question correctly. So I'm using the Action PC baseball game, and you purchase the game. You can also purchase individual seasons. So you can do an as played, like what I'm doing here. I'm just replaying the 1967 season. And I use the lineups from that day. You can go to Baseball Reference to get the lineups, and it'll populate it into the game itself. But that's how you get to that. Also, if you want to follow along, I do have a Facebook page. It's under my name, though, Glenn Walker. So I also post regularly under Action PC Sports, Sports Sim, and Replay, so you can catch. I try to update weekly what's going on, big games, that way, so you can follow the replay that way. Also, sign up for my channel when we have a video coming up live, or if you want to watch it on demand, you can do it that way. So Shawnee Depp, again, I like the call sign. Hope that answers your question for you. But thank you for viewing and watching. We got an exciting one here for you to check out today in our 1967 replay. Davey Johnson is now up to bat. 1 for 3 today. Grounded to first his last time up. Ground ball, and it's a little bit bobbled there by the shortstop. Petrocelli does get out in time, but it's a little scary there. Like it got lost in his glove there for a second. 2 out. Andy Etchebarren to the plate. He has struck out his last 2 times up. Santiago looking for the sign from Howard. This one's a foul ball. Heading toward the right field seats. Someone got a souvenir. This one's right back at Santiago. Santiago tosses over to first. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Petrocelli, Smith, and Howard are the expected batters. So buckle your seatbelts, everybody. Let's see what's going to happen here. The bottom of the 9th. These 2 teams ended up being tied and heading into extra innings last night. Let's see what happens today. Rico Petrocelli will lead off the bottom of the 9th inning. Struck out his last time up. He's 0 for 3 for the day. Mo Drabowski in for relief for Jim Harden. And gets him looking on that one. Petrocelli has struck out 3 times today. 1 down. Reggie Smith, 0 for 3 today. Has flied out to center field his last 2 times at bat. Second strikeout of the inning for Drabowski. And do we see a batting change here? No, he's going to go with Howard. Elston Howard, 0 for 3. A grounder toward Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson gets the out. And just like that, we're going to head to extra innings, just like last night. 3-3 here in Boston. So if you're just joining us, a great entertaining game here between the Orioles and the Red Sox, tied 3 up, 3 piece here. We go to the top of the 10th inning. And there's going to be a batting change here for the Orioles, which means there'll be a pitching change a little bit later on for them. And look at Dave May is going to be the new batter. Left-handed batter, batting .254, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. This one's right to the second baseman, Andrews. Andrews tosses over to Scott, 1 away. Aparicio, the next batter, 0 for 4. Another grounder, this time to Petrocelli. Petrocelli makes the throw to Scott, 2 away. Kurt Bleafrey has had a good day, 2 for 4, 2 strikeouts, 2 singles. The second single was an RBI that helped tie the game 2-2 in the 8th inning. We've had a lot of action happening since the 8th inning. High pop fly toward second base. Andrews makes the catch. And we move on to the bottom of the 10th inning. Pitching change for the Orioles. And they're going to go with the left-hander, Paul Gilliford. Paul Gilliford in for the Orioles. First appearance this season. No record of anything. So really interesting time for him to be coming into a game. Pinch hitter coming in for Santiago. And it looks to be Jerry Adair, the third baseman, will be coming in to hit. 304 hitter, no home runs, 27 RBI. We'll try to get the walk-off win here for the Red Sox. Tigers won earlier today, 8-1 over the Senators. Red Sox headed into the day 5 games ahead of the Tigers and the Angels. Angels play later tonight against the A's. Grounder toward Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson throws across the field to Powell, 1 away. Next up to bat, Mike Andrews, the second baseman. 104 today. Hit a single his first time at bat. He's grounded out the last three. Gilliford, first action of the season here in the bottom of the 10th inning in a crucial game against Boston. This one's got his chance. It's gone over the monster home run. The Red Sox win. Andrews ends the game with a one-out solo home run. Red Sox win it 4-3. Whoa! How about that? The Red Sox win. Mike Andrews greeted by his teammates at home plate. The fans are enjoying this one. The Red Sox maintain a 5-game lead in the American League. We'll get the box score here for you in just a second. But I got to believe Mike Andrews is going to be the most valuable player of this game. Wow. What a way to end the game for the Red Sox. So tune in next time for our next game. We're planning to have the Chicago White Sox and the Cleveland Indians. That could change depending on what's going on in the pennant race, but we'll have updates for you there. While we're waiting on the game stats to upload here, just a reminder, football fans, we have Thanksgiving here in America tomorrow, but if you're from north of the border, we're celebrating Canadian Thanksgiving from early October. The Toronto Hitmen, the defending league champions, are hosting the London Knights. That'll be coming up. And also, those of you that are college football fans, we're going to start some college football sims coming up with the traditional Army-Navy game. 1958 Army taking on the 1963 Navy midshipmen. Let's see if I can get the stats to load now. It's not loading. I want to go over who won here. There we go. So the winning pitcher, Santiago. We'll move on to 5-8. Gilliford gives up the home run, goes to 0-1. And the writers are giving the MVP to Jim Lonborg and not Mike Andrews. So Baltimore ends the game 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Boston 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. Thank you once again for tuning in to the Replay Sports Channel. What a game. Thank you for joining us again. Glenn Walker from the broadcast booth. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Drive safely. Have a great day.